And it just goes to show that all of us who have been speaking out about this and saying, like, it doesn't seem like you guys are giving Caitlyn, the kind of props that she deserves for bringing all these eyeballs and, the Caitlyn Clark effect that we talk about, viewership, money, all of those things. All of the people who were shouting this for the entire WNBA season, this is an instance where we are proof.
The Nike commercial that went viral online wasn't the start of Caitlyn Clark's dominance of the sports marketing industry. In actuality, it began months earlier. Subtly, almost nonchalantly, in a State Farm advertisement that no one anticipated would become a pivotal moment in women's athletics. She was still a college star at Iowa at the time, but she wasn't yet the worldwide sensation that she is now. However, something strange happened when that State Farm commercial aired. When Caitlyn read lines, she didn't appear to be a nervous collegiate athlete. She had the appearance of someone who had worked on national advertisements for 10 years. Brands noticed her right away because of her seamless timing, presence, and delivery. The measurements didn't only surge, they became insane. Every big corporation that saw the commercial immediately understood something, and it exceeded all of the WNBA's final marketing initiatives. Caitlyn Clark was more than simply an athlete for advertisements. Under the garb of an athlete, she was a marketing machine. The biggest companies in the world began discreetly preparing their pitches after that. Wilson, Nike, and Gatorade all desired a piece of Caitlyn. Additionally, the same query kept coming up in boardrooms behind closed doors. How can we acquire her? However, Nike encountered unanticipated criticism as her popularity soared. Women's sports fans and supporters started attacking the company, accusing them of being mute on problems that affected female athletes directly. The viral they were publicly criticized in Dear Nike notes, which claimed that although the firm claimed to support women and girls, it actually did not. The pressure increased. The world was curious as to whether Nike would take action or remain silent. Nike's response was a visually arresting, emotionally charged, and strategically timed commercial that not only addressed criticism but also hushed it. This new Caitlyn Clark promo for Nike was more than just a commercial. It was a statement. Caitlyn was sitting by herself in a dark locker room when it opened in complete silence. She raises her head, opens one eye slowly, and instantly becomes popular on the internet. Lost it. It initially appeared to be a computer-generated snake eye with an iris that resembled a reptile and glowed in the dark. Social media was rocked by what people saw after pausing the video, zooming in, enhancing the frame, and attempting to understand the shot. It was not at all a snake's eye. The Kobe Bryant Black Mamba logo was discreetly included into her student. The strongest rival of his age handed the torch to the new one in a single frame that became a symbolic handoff. Millions of reactions were triggered by that single shot. Those who had never seen a WNBA game were using that frame to create fan films, wallpapers, slow-motion breakdowns, and message-filled comment areas. Such as, "This is the hardest shot Nike has done in years, and she's not the future, she's the present." Nike anointed Caitlyn rather than merely promoting her. And that was just the advertisement's first 10 seconds. The commercial then entered full Super Bowl mode. Alongside Aya Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Sha'Carri Richardson, and other accomplished women who have come to represent ambition and domination in their respective sports, Caitlyn made an appearance. The voiceover lacked empathy and motivation. It was rebellious. It addressed every doubt, criticism, and obstacle that girls encounter as they grow up. "You'll be told you can't do it," the narrator says. "So do it anyway. You'll be told you can't win, so win." The commercial struck a chord with viewers, saying, "You can't break records. You can't stand out. You can't lead, so go lead anyway." Every shot, every line, every athlete carried the same message. Try to stop us, you won't. The timing of the advertisement was flawless, the energy was strong, but the viral explosion that followed focused on Caitlyn. The movement's overall face. In a few hours, the numbers confirmed it. Research organizations have ranked it as a top-tier Super Bowl-level advertisement for emotional effect and social impact, and it has received tens of millions of views, thousands of edits, and reaction videos across all platforms. It is also trending in several countries. It was unbelievable for a rookie in her debut season in a league that had never received this level of international attention. However, the Nike ad was just a small part of a much larger picture. Caitlyn had already started subtly changing every brand she came into contact with. She participated in Gatorade promotions that sold out towels, merchandise, and water bottles in a matter of days. When Wilson produced limited edition basketballs with Caitlyn's initials on them, they quickly gained popularity as collectibles. The CC monogram, which was initially ridiculed online, became one of the most sought-after logos for clothing, posters, and merchandise. Children began bringing Gatorade bottles bearing the Caitlyn brand to school. Wilson basketballs, with her distinctive design, started to appear on online marketplaces. There was no denying the numbers. Caitlyn recognized the same pattern in every brand she worked with. Viral videos, soaring revenues, enormous search spikes, and unprecedented levels of engagement in women's sports. This is referred to by marketers as the conversion effect. Not merely opinions, but purchases. In the history of women's basketball, Caitlyn Clark has emerged as the most potent marketing tool. She was revenue for brands, not hype. This was further magnified by fan reactions. Thousands of individuals have commented on the Nike commercial, stating that it was the first WNBA-related advertisement they had ever seen, the first Caitlyn jersey they had ever purchased, and the first reason they had looked at Fever highlights. Some people freely acknowledged that Caitlyn was the reason they were now watching the WNBA. Someone who can convert is exactly what brands want. One commercial can turn a non-fan into a paying fan. The WNBA watched as almost all of the big sponsors, including Wilson, Nike, Gatorade, the LPGA, and others, took advantage of Caitlyn more effectively and aggressively than the league itself during this marketing boom. It became brutally evident that Caitlyn was not capitalizing on the league's success. The teammate was riding hers. Caitlyn Clark is currently more popular than the WNBA, and every company in the globe treats her as such. However, the most significant change wasn't limited to social media or brand strategy sessions. It was occurring not in basketball but in homes, classrooms, sports stores, and the millions of casual viewers who were first exposed to Caitlyn through advertising. After seeing Caitlyn in a Nike commercial, people who had never been interested in the WNBA started watching Fever highlights. Girls in middle school were requesting Wilson Caitlyn Clark basketballs from their parents. College students were looking up the release date of Caitlyn Clark's shoes. Not only were brands advertising her, but they were also influencing the community surrounding her. And regardless of how gifted they were on the court, the WNBA itself was never able to accomplish that for any of its players. Everyone in the industry was taken aback by how effortlessly Caitlyn handled everything. She didn't appear overburdened. She didn't appear staged. She didn't appear to be being coerced into a commercial apparatus. She seems to belong here. People saw the same thing in that commercial for First State Farm. She acts in the same manner behind the arc as she does in front of the camera. Calm, collected, self-assured, and pressure-free. Companies are looking for more than just a reachable athlete. An athlete that feels genuine on video is what they're looking for. Compared to nearly everyone in her generation, Caitlyn does a better job of checking both boxes. Nike's. Because it aligned with Caitlyn's entire brand persona, the choice to center the entire campaign around the concept of do it anyway was great. Before it was thought that women should shoot so far out, she was the player who took Logo 3ES. Areas that had been partially empty for years were filled by her. It was she who broke records that no one believed could be broken. And now she's the one with the visibility of an entire league behind her. The advertisement did more than merely highlight her skills. It demonstrated her mindset. It established her as a representation of greatness, ambition, and rebellion. People associated with it so intimately because of this. Nike wasn't the only company taking advantage of Caitlyn's moment, either. The LPGA recognized a chance and executed it flawlessly. They paired her with their biggest star, set up cameras everywhere, sold tickets, let spectators get up close, and transformed a straightforward golf match into a multi-sport cultural event. Videos of Caitlyn signing autographs for children were uploaded by fans. Her swings were replayed by broadcasters as if she were Tiger Woods. Not only did the LPGA extend an invitation to her, but also organized the celebration around her. Additionally, there was a huge outcry because they treated her like the celebrity that she is. It was no longer possible to disregard the contrast. Caitlyn was embraced by the LPJ. Nike welcomed Caitlyn. Gatorade gave Caitlyn a hug. Wilson gave Caitlyn a hug. Caitlyn was accepted by nearly all major brands. In the meantime, the WNBA frequently felt as though it was being forced against its will into the modern era. Whether the league agrees or not, the market made its stance very evident. Fans, sponsors, and broadcasters all felt it. At the moment, Caitlyn Clark is the focal point of women's sports. Ignoring her, or worse, minimizing her, is financial suicide as well as a poor PR strategy. Every sold-out appearance, every cross-sport occasion, and every viral Caitlyn commercial evidence supports this. Brands are allocating their funds in accordance with the star that the world has selected. What comes next is the question at hand. Because Nike's most recent advertisement wasn't your typical one. In the sand, it was a line. It made it clear to all other businesses that Caitlyn Clark is more than just a promising rookie. She represents a trend in culture. Additionally, motions don't slow down. They develop. They grow. They draw in more individuals. Sales records will be broken with her next shoe release. On impact, her upcoming commercial will go viral. There will be more to her next endorsement arrangement than just a contract. It will make a cultural statement. Brands are aware of this. Fans are aware of this. Even her detractors are aware of this. And this new era of sports marketing is already underway, whether the WNBA likes it or not. The biggest women's basketball ad that Nike has released in years features Caitlyn Clark as its face. Gatorade is using her competitive advantage to construct complete campaigns. Wilson has made her autograph an essential collector's item. The LPGA is already planning ways to convince her to return for other competitions. Every business that had doubts about her a year ago is now vying for the opportunity to get even a single commercial appearance. This is the result of a player ceasing to be an athlete and develops into a brand. This is what occurs when advertisements support a movement rather than merely a product. Caitlyn Clark is doing more than just increasing views. Everyone who is watching can sense that she is pushing culture. The same idea is conveyed in every footage, advertisement, interview, and frame of that Nike commercial. Caitlyn Clark's ascent isn't slowing down. It's speeding up.